Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Gita Mataji, Dharma Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. Thank you for joining the call.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, we are two Gitas now.
Yes.
So, Gita Mishra Mataji joining first time, I guess.
What's the question, Mataji? Sorry.
Yeah, are you joining first time?
Perhaps yes, but I attended Amruta Madhavi Mataji's call before. I don't know if it was the same call or not, but it was.
दोनों को माँ बेटी दोनों को
So we can welcome Gita Mataji by chanting 3 times Hari Bol.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari
Bol. Thank you, Gita Mataji, for today's your presence, and you can join every day. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna, this is Amrut Madhavi Devidasi from.
Please go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dharma Pranam, all glory to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. Thank you for joining the call, Mataji. I will hand over the call soon. And Hare Krishna, Puja Mataji. Welcome to the call. Thank you for joining. Please accept my humble obeisance.
Hare Krishna.
So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we are very fortunate. We have Amrita Madhavi Devidasi Mataji from Bangalore, India. And Mataji is going to enlighten us from Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5, verse numbers 36 onwards. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada Guru Maharaj. You may take over the call when you're ready, Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances to you and all the Vaishnavas assembled here. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. So let us start with Srimad Bhagavatam. Before that, let's pray. Om Ajnanatimira Andhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnapristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Ukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langaite Girim Itkripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hare Om Tatsat Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Ityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Yuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Hari Om Tat Sat. Yes, let's start with Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5, verse number 36. Vishnurva sadvasau kimnu karishyati asamanjasaha sauhridam dushyajam pitror ahadya panchahayanaha. Translation. Srila Prabhupada. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5, verse 36, translation. Although Prahlad is only 5 years old, even at this young age, he has given up his affectionate relationship with his father and mother. Therefore, he is certainly untrustworthy. Indeed, it is not at all believable that he will behave well towards Vishnu. That's all, no purport. So this is what our father of little Prahlad, Hiranyakashipu, is speaking angrily about little Prahlad. When little Prahlad was kept on his lap and he was questioned, and he spoke everything philosophical, devotional, what he had learned from Narada Muni in his prenatal stage. So since he remembers only that and nothing else can be taught to him, hearing that his father is feeling very much, very much cheated. He's feeling that, his son has taken the side of the killer of his own brother. His son has taken the side of his enemy. That's why he's saying, one who is giving up his affectionate relationship towards father and mother, of course, he will not behave toward Vishnu also. Like that he's saying. So you see the next verse, but there's no purport here. So Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5, Text 37. Paropi apatyam hitakrid yataushadam swadehajopi amayavat sutohita chindhyatad angam yaduttamanohitam shesham sukham jivati yad vivarjanat. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5, Text 37, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Although a medicinal herb, being born in the forest, does not belong to the same category as a man. If beneficial, it is kept very carefully. Similarly, if someone outside one's family is favorable, he should be given protection like a son. On the other hand, if a limb of one's own body is poisoned by disease, it must be amputated so that the rest of the body may live happily. Similarly, even one's own son, if unfavorable, must be rejected, although born of one's own body. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has instructed all devotees of the Lord to be humbler than the grass and more tolerant than trees. Otherwise, there will be always disturbances to their execution of devotional service. Here is a vivid example of how a devotee is disturbed by a non-devotee, even though the non-devotee is an affectionate father. The material world is such that a non-devotee father becomes an enemy of a devotee son. Having determined to kill even his son, Hiranyakashipu gave the example of amputating a part of one's body that has become septic, and therefore I hope connection will continue. Yes, 1 minute. Sorry for that. I felt the power failed, so I was worried if I'll get disconnected, so I just switched on my mobile data so that there won't be interference. Yes, the material I continue the purport of Canto 7, Chapter 5, Text 37. So, the material world is such that a non-devotee father becomes an enemy of a devotee son. Having determined to kill even his son, Hiranyakashipu gave the example of amputating a part of one's body that has become septic and therefore injurious to the rest of the body. The same example, of course, may also be applied to non-devotees. Chanakya Pandita advises, Tyaja Durjana Samsargam Bhaja Sadhu Samagamam, means devotees actually serious about advancing in spiritual life should give up the company of non-devotees and always keep company with devotees. To be too attached to material existence is ignorance, because material existence is temporary and miserable. Therefore, devotees who are determined to perform tapasya, that is, penances and austerities, to realize the self, and who are determined to become advanced in spiritual consciousness, must give up the company of atheistic non-devotees. Prahlad Maharaj maintained an attitude of non-cooperation with the philosophy of his father, Hiranyakashipu, yet he was tolerant and humble. Hiranyakashipu, however, being a non-devotee, was so polluted that he was even prepared to kill his own son. He justified this by putting forward the logic of amputation. So here we can see how our Hiranyakashipu actually feels that son has to be killed So why he feels son has to be killed is he is giving the example of our own body when it is highly diabetic, and if the leg gets decayed. So many people's legs were amputated in the past. When the leg gets decayed, because if they don't amputate the leg, then that disease will spread to the body, and finally the person has to be killed. To save the person, they remove the leg. My husband's mother's father, that is my husband's grandfather's, both legs were amputated because of diabetes. And he would sit always on the cot, and he lived his life. But yes, that is an example given by Hiranyakashipu, that that if son becomes the enemy of the father, then the son is like a decayed part of father's body, and he has to be killed. So Hiranyakashipu even says it's good to keep an enemy son in case if he is favorable to myself, like that. Is indirect. It meant that he didn't use those wordings. He meant that even an outsider, anybody from outside, if they are very supportive to me, I will keep them. But insider, like my son, if he becomes an enemy of mine by making friendship with my enemy, then he becomes like an enemy and he deserves to be killed. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually says that if somebody is more humbler than the grass and more tolerant than the tree, then they are going to continuously do devotional service. But if they're not humbler than the straw on the street and not tolerant than the tree, then there will be disturbances in the execution of devotional service. Now, when was this told? It's told in Shikshashtaka, verse number 3. That is, Pranadapi Shunichena, Tarorapi Saishnuna, Amanina Manadena. Then Kirtane Sadhari, that I have learned that it says that you have to first of all put an effort by praying to the holy name, by depending on the holy name, to become humbler than the straw on the street. When people criticize you, you should not feel any disturbance in the heart. If you feel disturbance, then we end up speaking it, or in body language it shows. So we should not be disturbed in the heart. Then we don't speak back and we don't show it in our body language, but we'll remain respectful. When we are hurt by people who are disrespectful, we will not get hurt if we are humbler than the straw on the street. And then we will be able to tolerate whatever they say, and then we will even be able to respect them, though they disrespect us. If we have this much ability to tolerate, this much ability to respect those who disrespect us, then we will be able to do non-stop devotional service. That is Trinadapi Shunichana. If you follow the level of Trinadapi Shunichana, that is, if you follow the level of being humbler than the straw on the street, then the next step is Tarorapi Seshna. Then you have to, pray to become more tolerant than the tree. So if you become humbler than the straw on the street, and then if you even become more tolerant than the tree, then the next step is with all these two qualities, when people disrespect us badly, we should be in a position to still respect them. So that is Amanina Manade.
Hare Krishna. I don't know if Mataji got disconnected or something.
You can give her a call and invite her back in.
Yeah, Mataji got disconnected. I think she had some power issue or something was going on.
I'll call her.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji.
No, Mataji is back. Yeah. Maybe internet problem is there.
I got thrown out of the meeting because I am now on on my mobile data. So there's no problem. I have no Wi-Fi. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, Mataji.
All of you can hear me, right? Yes, let me continue. So we were speaking about how Hiranyakashipu felt bad. He was worth dying. The son was worth being killed. So why was he thinking like that? Because he wanted to become the God of the universe and of all the universes. And he felt that whoever is real God, he should be killed, and his supporters, like one's own son also, then he should be killed. Now, that is one aspect. And what is Prabhupada saying here is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told that if there should be no disturbance in our devotional service, then we have to have the three qualifications. Then we will be able to do undisturbed devotional service. What are the three qualifications? First thing is one should be humbler than the straw on the street. If one is humbler than the straw on the street, then he will come. Then he should pray to come to the level of being more tolerant than the tree. Then when he achieves that, he should pray to come to the level of amanina manadena, that is to give respect to those who don't respect us. So when we are able to follow all these three things, when we have all these three qualifications, then we will be able to do Kirtaniya Sadahari, that is, we'll be able to do non-stop devotional service. So that's what Prabhupada says in the purport, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has instructed all devotees of Lord to be humbler than the grass and more tolerant than trees. Otherwise, there will always be disturbances to the execution of devotional service. How is that? Means now some of us may not be humbler. When I was not so humble, when I was not so tolerant, that time I was not able to always respectfully hear whatever is told to me. At one point, I would give back. I would explain how the other person is totally doing wrong things against me. Means I was not able to respectfully accept disrespectful or humiliating sentences. And then after that, there would obviously be some heated arguments. And after that, there would be so much time I would spend thinking of what happened, or crying, or complaining about it to some of my friends, and wasting time. Means that much time I would not do devotional service. It would be complaining time, complaining behind one's back. So, so my devotional service would be disturbed. But over a period of time, by doing holy name japa again and more, by chanting more and more, by chanting more and more, what happened is I realized when my mentors would say, by fighting back or by arguments, or even arguments with those who quarrel, or even trying to convince a student who is a Mayavadi, then we spend so many hours. Sometimes people want to convince us. So they will not mind spending 1-2 hours on us. But we should mind, my teacher Adipurush Prabhu had told, that any argument, it should end within 5 minutes. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Any argument is not worth it if it goes for 1 hour. So wind up in 5 minutes. Don't get it. Or else you say, okay, I'm defeated. I am defeated. Just say I'm defeated and don't have to do anything about whatever they say, like that. So, so why we should stop these arguments with either family members, or in the job place, or with the spiritual inclined seekers. Why we should not argue is the time that we argue is gone. Plus, after the argument also, so much time is gone thinking about what I spoke, what they spoke, what I spoke, how my answers were very good, but the other person was not willing to accept it. This kind of things, or that other person's arguments were very strong and I didn't know what I should have told. I should next time win the argument. Something like this. These are all time waste things. Here, I won the argument. I got defeated in the argument. I could convince, I could not convince. I. So the more we have I in the picture, that much time we have lost in our life. The more we have Krishna in the center. Krishna did it for me. Krishna helped me to come out of the argument so fast. Krishna really gave me strength to not fight. Krishna really gave me strength to not get into an argument. Krishna really gave me a smart answer with which we avoided the argument completely, like this. Now, to have Krishna in our thoughts is a big time savior. Actually, our time fully gets converted to devotional time when we have Krishna in the center. And when that happens, as long as we are proud, we only think I did it. But when we understand that I was not capable of winning arguments, it is Krishna who is giving me intelligence. It is Krishna who made the other person go blank. It is Krishna who intelligently helped me to wind up the talk in no time, that I didn't even spend 5 minutes on this argumentative topic. Like this, if we think, if instead of thinking I was successful, if we think that Krishna made me successful genuinely from our heart, then there is no I, then there is humility. When we become so humble, that is humbler than the straw on the street, that is when we will give all the credit to Krishna. And when we give all the credit to Krishna, when we always remember Krishna, and we start accepting any negative plan of Krishna's, thinking it's for our welfare, when we start appreciating Krishna even in the negative circumstances of our life, that is when we are able to be in a position to do non-stop devotional service. So to come to that standard, we have to do non-stop japa, and the intention of doing japa should be, help me so that I will always do devotional service to please you, or I will always do all my duties to please you, so that it becomes devotional service to you. So in this mood, prayerfully, if we can spend the time, then that's going to help us become really Krishna conscious by becoming humbler than the straw on the street, by becoming more tolerant than the tree. So this is what we understand in this purport. And then Prabhupada says the material world is such that non-devotee, now that is a devotee's world. To be a devotee, we have to have these qualities. To be a devotee all the times, 24 hours, if our mind should be totally in devotional service, then the three qualifications, that is being humbler than the straw on the street, being more tolerant than the tree, and being respectful to those who are disrespectful. If we have these three qualities, and if we are always wanting to serve and please the Lord, then it becomes a continuous thing for us. There will be no stoppage to our devotional service. So Prabhupada is giving that there's a vivid example of how a devotee disturbed by a non-devotee, even though the non-devotee is an affectionate father. So Prabhupada is saying that, see, because little Prahlad was humbler than the straw on the street and more tolerant than the tree, he could go on doing devotional service, even though father got very angry and father was trying to teach the son the opposite things, but son was only talking devotionally philosophical things, devotionally, philosophically correct things to his father. Instead of speaking any non-devotional stuff, little Prahlad was speaking all the devotional stuff. That was because he was humbler than the straw on the street and he was more tolerant than the tree. That is why, no matter what the father said, that he could speak only devotional service. So, Prabhupada
Hare
is
Krishna,
finally
Mataji.
saying that.
Sorry to interrupt, Mataji. You said
Hare
there's
Krishna?
a third quality. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt. There was a third quality you mentioned.
Yes, that is to be respectful to those who disrespect.
Yeah, the grass, tree,
Humbler
and the
than the
third.
straw on the street.
Yeah.
That is to respect those who don't respect. Amanina manadena.
That's the third quality.
To respect those who don't respect us. Yes.
Thank you, Mataji. Sorry to interrupt, Mataji.
That is, if you are humbler than the straw on the street, no problem. If you're humbler than the straw on the street, and if you're more tolerant than the tree, then automatically it becomes very easy for such a person to give respect to those who don't disrespect, those who give disrespect. It becomes easy. That's why Prabhupada has not stressed the third point here. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had told 3 points. Prabhupada only stressed 2 points here. Humbler than the straw on the street, very difficult. More tolerant than the tree, even more difficult. But if you have these 2 things, then it's actually not so difficult to give respect to those who disrespect us. It's quite easy. So these 2 things are very, very important. If you have these 2, then you must also have that. Then what happens is, see, even if they disrespect, if we are very respectful, then we have no guilt, no hurt feelings, and no regret, no disturbance in the mind. So very peacefully, we can all the time think of doing devotional service. So I can tell you, in my personal life, I do not know how much humble I have become. I do not know how much tolerant I have become, but I know that I am able to give respect to those who highly disrespect me. Without valuing the disrespect, I just respect them for that they are human being and Krishna is allowing them to do things against me. It doesn't matter. If Krishna has not allowed, they wouldn't do. If Krishna has allowed, he has allowed it lovingly for my own benefit. So why should I disrespect them? I see life like that. So I am able to respect those who disrespect me also. But I don't know what percentage of humility I have and what percentage of expected humility I have. I do not know. What percentage of expected tolerance I have. I do not know, but I definitely don't have 100% of it. I have some portion, good portion of it, that I can live without quarreling with anybody. And I don't quarrel now with my husband. I don't quarrel with my relatives or with neighbors or with anybody. And how is that possible? I have chanted, so many months I've chanted non-stop and I have been trying to chant as nicely as possible 16 good rounds. And now to make my japa very good, I chant on Facebook Live. Today I didn't chant because I was having yesterday due to fasting. I had a headache and vomiting feeling, so I slept well today. Early morning japa I didn't do. I was chanting before this class actually. And after this class, I have few more rounds left. I have to chant. So what I'm telling is why I'm chanting it on Facebook, so that people are watching and I should give a good example. So to give a good example, I do as nice japa as possible. So why I do that? Because I know all my life's progress depends on my chanting. Same with anybody of you in the world. If you all will give your full hearts committed 2 hour time or 3 hour time for chanting 16 best rounds, then what will happen? Your own chanting of the holy name is not going to keep you where you are. It's going to take higher and higher towards Krishna. So holy names have done a lot of purification for me. Holy names have changed my heart to a great extent from what I was in the past. I was so much I-centered person. Now I have become service-centered person. How I can best serve. Serve because serve in a way it pleases Guru and Krishna. So I have become service centered. I don't say I become Krishna centered, but service centered. And that's perfectly all right. To all the time think of how I should serve in the best possible way. Like even in these classes, you have seen that I give a lot of time to your questions and answers because I think how I can best serve you by giving as nice answers from my side. When I'm with you, I try to give my best for you. Same like that, the same quality I give to my daughter, my family members, to my friends, to those who approach me. And I give that time to keep housekeeping, to my cooking, and to my schedule, and to my body. I try to give enough water, enough rest. I try to give the best for everything, even my body, thinking my body is the property of Guru's mission. My spiritual master has a mission, and this body is the resource, small resource, to fulfill his mission to its level best. This body has to be protected like Guru's property for achieving his mission, like that. I see whatever belongs to me as not mine. It is Guru's and Krishna's, and whoever are there in my life, they're not mine. They're Krishna sent people, and I have to do my services to them. So service is a thing. I have to serve this body so that the body can serve everyone else, and I have to serve the people around me so that Guru and Krishna should be happy. I have to serve the Lord to the best of my ability so that Guru and Krishna will be happy. I have to keep the house clean so that Krishna should feel it like a temple. I have to give my best on Facebook Live when I chant so that people who watch should feel inspired to hear the holy names and inspired to chant nicely. I have to give my best when I give a class so that people who hear should not feel they lost that much time. They should benefit. So, like this, when I try my best, thinking of how I have to now serve, and suppose if my health fails, or if something what I wanted to do goes reverse, I see in this reverse situation or in this failure, what can I do now to make Krishna happy? So I may not be a pure devotee and I may be nowhere close to becoming a pure devotee, but I am doing my best at in whatever situation I am. Like, to become a pure devotee, say it may be a PhD level. Right now, I may be in school, but in my school, I am doing my best. Why? Because I know we are all here to do our best to please Krishna, because we are all here to come and experiment in this material world, and when we are frustrated we have to go back to our original home, that is Krishna's abode. So to go back to Krishna's abode, whatever is the need, it has to be done. Whatever has to be done to the best of our ability without losing a moment's time. So, and I know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told that we have to be humbler than the straw on the street and more tolerant than the tree, and give respect to those who don't respect us. But that is possible only if we chant the holy names nicely. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told that those who chant holy names nicely without putting any extra endeavor, this Trinadapi Shunichina, Tararapi Saishuna, Amanina Manadina. That is, this humbler than the straw on the street, more tolerant than the tree, and giving respect to those who don't respect. These three qualities will come automatically if somebody chants always. So if we are always trying to chant, with the intention of begging the Lord, to please the Lord, to get these qualities, then these qualities will manifest. Initially it may manifest 5%, and then slowly 5% will increase to 10%, and 10 will increase to 15%. So like that, some percentage of these qualities will manifest in us when we chant more and more, and then we will be able to that extent respect. Means we may be able to respect to some extent those who disrespect us. But in future, the more we chant, we will be able to respect even more than in the past those who disrespect us. Like, for example, in the office, if there's a yelling boss, critical boss, all the people who earn, they try to keep quiet because they want their salary, they want to stay in the job. But when they really can't tolerate, they throw resignation letter and they get out. Or sometimes they may fight back, thinking that it's okay, I don't mind losing the job. I can't take this always. They say that, they say that. Means everybody has that habit of tolerating, but at one point they end up giving back. Means they're not able to respect those who disrespect for long. So we all may have some percentage. So I do not know how much percentage I have, and that you may not know how much percentage you have. But whatever we have, if we chant more and more, that will go on improving. So when it improves to 100%, then 100% we will be able to do non-stop devotional service. But if we just have 5%, we'll be able to do 5% devotional service. Then we will get lost in some quarrels, some worries, some future planning, and things like that. Then again we will do chanting, and again we'll get little purified. Again we'll indulge little in thinking about the Lord, and then lot of time will be spent thinking about ourselves. So the more we spend time in quality chanting, the more we will be able to continuously do devotional service. We may not know to what extent we have improved in our humility levels, in our tolerance levels, in our amanina manadena level, does not matter. But if we go on chanting, whatever level we are in, we'll go on improving and improving and improving. And the more we improve, the more continuously we will be able to do devotional service on a daily basis. That's all is the lesson for us. But the content here is that but little Prahlad was 100% having all these qualities. That is why he was non-stop in devotional service mode. His devotional service was unstoppable, even by his terrorist-like father, who was really trying his best to stop devotional service of the son. He failed miserably. because this little boy had these three qualities to the fullest. So we do not know where we are. So if we have to reach the fullest standard, we have to chant holy names more than 16 rounds, if possible, all the time. Whenever we are not doing anything except like cooking, driving, keep chanting and try to focus on chanting extra rounds as much as possible, and that's all going to help. Even if you're in the temple doing some service, keep chanting in the mouth while you do flower mala, while you do cutting of vegetables, while you do cleaning of the altar, or anything except the speaking part, any other thing we can be chanting along with doing any other service. And if we do that, that too from our heart, by giving as much attention as possible, then it is possible that very soon we will develop high levels of humility, high levels of tolerance, high levels of giving respect to those who disrespect that quality, that we will also be able to do non-stop devotional service like Prahlad. This is how this was. Next verse we will see. I think we spent quite a lot of time with this. Now, one verse we can cover today. I wanted to wind up soon today because my japa is also ending. I'm pressing the next button, it's not going forward. Oh, okay, this is because my device, as you can see, Bhakti, 1 minute. I'm trying to turn the camera. Where is my camera? Here. See, trying to press on this next button, but it's not going. I think because my power has failed. This power has failed, but mobile data, this does not have a SIM card. So if somebody can share, then I can go to the next button. Otherwise, it's not going forward. And Bhakti is also not responding. Oh, Bhakti, you're only sleeping. Bhakti, Bhakti, Bhakti. Can you give me a phone? I need to refer in mobile data the next verse. Bhakti was sleeping here. 1 minute. I'll open this verse, mobile data, Srimad Bhagvatam. See, it went off. I can't very clear. I'm opening in this phone now. Google, where is my Google? Sorry for this. What to do? There is, but in this particular building, there is no generator like in our building. Veda is EDA.
Mataji, do you want me to share it on the screen?
Yes, you can share it. You can share it.
What is the
I'm
verse
also
number?
opening here. You can share it in the meantime. It is verse number also. It's a verse number also. Now I have to see Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm opening it in this one, 7th canto. 7th canto, and chapter 5, 36th verse, 37th verse. We finished now. I think 38th verse. That means
38.
Yes, I think so. Let me see the verse, then I will know. I think I just now did 37th verse. Yes, 37th verse, we did 38th verse. So I am also moving. I got it in my phone now. I will read it from this phone. Prabhu, you need not share. I got it in the phone now. 1 minute. I'm turning the camera towards me, and I will be reading it here. It's my camera. I'm reading now. Yes, it is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5, verse 38. Sarvair upayair hantavyah sambhoja shayanashanaihi suhrillinga dara shatrur munir dushtam ivendriyam. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5, Text 38, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Just as uncontrolled senses are the enemies of all yogis engaged in advancing in spiritual life, this Prahlad, who appears to be a friend, is an enemy because I cannot control him. Therefore, this enemy, whether eating, sitting, or sleeping, must be killed by all means. So, purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hiranyakashipu planned a campaign to kill Prahlad Maharaj. He would kill his son by administering poison to him while he was eating, by making him sit in boiling oil, or by throwing him under the feet of an elephant while he was lying down. Thus, Hiranyakashipu decided to kill this innocent child who was only 5 years old simply because the boy had become devotee of the Lord. This is the attitude of non-devotees towards devotees. So Prabhupada is explaining how non-devotees can be sometimes very, 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 angry with the devotees. That is why we devotees have to know that we can always have a Hiranyakashipu in our life if we are a little careless. That is why we have to ensure that we give all the respect to all those who are connected to us, especially if they are not devotees. If they are not devotees, sometimes what devotees do after they learn this, they feel, oh, you people, you don't know anything. Whatever you're doing is wrong. This is not the when we start looking down, then they naturally get angry and they become a team and we become separate and we start getting the opposition of everybody in the family, in the office, in the school, anywhere. Therefore, first thing is that we have to be very respectful to our family or to the people in the job place or anywhere, so that we don't create enemies, because it is very dangerous. Devotee means he's sure to have enemy, because non-devotees have the mentality that they somehow are not happy with the devotees, and not just not happy, they are sometimes very angry, very upset, very envious of devotees for different reasons. One is that they simply cannot tolerate another happy person. I have heard in my Bhakti Shastri course, our teacher Adi Purush Prabhu was telling that what happens in this society is that if in one family if there's a divorcee in a building, and in a building if there are some 30 flats or some 40 flats, and if one of them is a divorced person and he is married or she is married, then they start feeling only I will be looked down upon. So if there's any person who's always arguing, then they will suggest when they make friendship, I divorced because even I used to have same problem, that's why I divorced and now I'm happy. Why? Because they will be comfortable only if another person divorces. Means if we are at fault,
Hare Krishna Mataji, we can't hear you and we can see you also. Maybe again.
the call.
Yeah, now we can
Sorry,
see.
I got a call, so I cut it. Yes. Yes, so I was talking that when we are having our flaws, like if we are drunkards, then if in the building nobody is a drunkard, then we feel little guilty, and we will be happy if somebody also drinks. Then we feel comfortable to be in their company, like that. So these non-devotees also, they feel uncomfortable seeing a devotee, even if the devotee is very respectful. So even if the devotee is nice and respectful, they still feel like criticizing devotees. And if they get a little chance to become more angry, like in Prahlad's case, when questions were asked, he didn't tell lies to please his father. He told the truth, and the father didn't like the truth. Then also Prahlad went on telling the truth. So naturally, if we tell such truths, then there will be enemies, they'll get more angry with us. So their enmity can be as bad as Hiranyakashipu, that sometimes they may come to the level of killing also. Prabhupada also was about to be attacked, and our Guru Maharaj was attacked. And sometimes these Maharajas get attacked. Why? Because they are making so many devotees. There will be devotees' parents who get very angry at the gurus and they want to kill that such gurus. So non-devotees can be that much dangerous. That is what this purport says. So I understand that because non-devotees can be so much dangerous, we have to be very careful while dealing with them. We should be trying our best to not get into the association of non-devotees. Just stay away. And even if they happen to be our own relatives, or if they're our boss or subordinate, then let's be very respectful and very humble and very tolerant. And there are three things that we should know. Narad Muni had told to Dhruva Maharaj that if somebody is junior to us, we should be very compassionate with them in our dealings. Compassionately serve. Suppose somebody is equal, be friendly with them. In a friendly manner, serve and assist to make your equivalent comfortable and happy with you. If there is somebody who is senior in devotional levels or in age, then give them respect. Respectfully serve in a way it benefits them and it pleases them. So if we do deal in this way with the three categories of people, then from the people we will not get problems. That's what Narada Muni has told to Dhruva Maharaj. So we may get problems from mosquitoes, we may get problems from the environment, but not from the humans if we deal in this way. So, like this, if we can take care in our relationships, then yes, then we may not have Hiranyakashipu like enemies. And along with that, if we are totally dependent and if we increase our dependence on the holy name, then we will, Krishna is going to protect the way he protected Prahlad Maharaj. So, not just our endeavor of how we deal with juniors, equals, and superiors, but also how much we depend on Krishna. That is also very important. If we are always dependent on Krishna, always chanting the holy names, then holy names are not going to get destroyed, because Krishna says, Name Bhakta Pranashiti. He tells to Arjuna, go and declare that my devotee will never be perished. So Krishna's devotees will never be perished. So we have to very strongly become devoted. We have to strongly depend on Krishna. We have to all the time keep chanting the holy names. If we do all these things, then we can be undisturbed. Just like though Prahlad was so much disturbed by his father, he remained undisturbed. So though people may disturb us, we will remain undisturbed. So this is what is today's topic. And let me see next verse if it is small. Let us cover that as well. Yes, we'll cover that because there's no purport also. Two verses will be there. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5, Text 39 and 40. Nairataste samadishta bhartra vai shula panayah tigma damshtra karalasyas tamra smashru shiroruha nadanto bhairavam nadam chinde भिन्धीति वादिनः आसीनं चाहनं शूलैः प्रह्लादं सर्वमर्मसु. Canto 7, Chapter 5, Text 39 and 40, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So, the demons, that is Rakshasas, the servants of Hiranyakashipu, thus began striking the tender parts of Prahlad Maharaj's body with their tridents. The demons all had fearful faces, sharp teeth, and reddish coppery beards and hair, and they appeared extremely threatening, making a tumultuous sound, shouting, "Chop him up! Pierce him!" They began striking Prahlad Maharaj, who sat silently, meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You see, this Hiranyakashipu sent his people, and the demons, they started piercing him. They started piercing him, striking him. They started shouting at him. They had terrible, faces. And little Prahlad's body was very tender. And with their tridents, they attacked him. But little Prahlad sat silently, meditating on the Lord. What does that mean? Means he fully depended on the Lord. See, there may be people in your office attacking you with trident-like, their strategies. They may be attacking you with harsh, sarcastic words. But if your mind is fixed on the lotus feet of Harinam Prabhu, holy name Prabhu, holy name is a person. If our minds are fixed on the holy names, then nobody can harm our mind. So here he was physically also harmed, but actually nothing happened to him. Let's see next what happened. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5, Text 41. Pare Brahmani anirdeshe Bhagavatya kilatmani yuktatmani apphala asan apunyasyeva satpriyaha. So, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 5, Text 41, Text 41, translation by Srila Prabhupada. Even though a person who has no assets in pious activities performs some good deed, it will have no result. Thus, the weapons of demons had no tangible effects upon Prahlad Maharaj because he was a devotee undisturbed by material conditions and fully engaged in meditating upon serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is unchangeable, who cannot be realized by the material senses, and who is the soul of entire universe. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Prahlad Maharaj was constantly and fully engaged in thought of Supreme Personality of Godhead. As it is said, Govinda Parirambitaha means Prahlad Maharaj engaged himself always in meditation, and thus he was protected by Govinda. Just as a small child on the lap of his father or mother is fully protected, a devotee in all conditions is protected by the Supreme Lord. Does this mean that when Prahlad Maharaj was attacked by the demons, the Rakshasas, Govinda was also protected by the demons? This is not possible. There have been many attempts by the demons to hurt or kill the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he cannot be injured by any material means because he is always in transcendence. Therefore, the words Pare Brahmani are used here. The demons, the Rakshasas, can neither see nor touch Supreme Lord, although they may superficially think that they are striking the Lord's transcendental body with their material weapons. Supreme Personality of Godhead is described in this verse as Anirdeshi. We cannot understand him to be in a particular place, for he is all pervasive. Moreover, he is Akhilatma, the active principle of everything, even material weapons. Those who cannot understand the position of the Lord are unfortunate. They may think that they can kill Supreme Personality of Godhead and his devotee, but all their attempts will be futile. The Lord knows how to deal with them. So here in this verse, it appears like from Prabhupada's purport, you can understand, it appears like as if Lord is also attacked by these weapons. And it is told that Lord cannot be harmed, Lord cannot be, Lord cannot be touched by material weapons because he is a transcendental bodied personality. Like our soul cannot be, Bhagavad Gita says, second chapter, that nachindati, you cannot cut it, you cannot wet it, you cannot burn it, the soul does not die, the soul does not take birth, soul does not get wet, soul does not get changed, it cannot be mutilated or whatever. So, because it's a spiritual soul, it is transcendental to material weapons. With material eyes, we cannot see our own soul, who we are, how we look as a soul. With this material eyes, we cannot see ourselves. So, what to speak of seeing God? We don't even have control to see ourselves. Can we somehow or the other open the heart, or can we discover one weapon or something, instrument to see where is the soul? Forget about our soul. We can see the neighbor's soul, keeping it on their heart. No, we cannot see the soul. No matter what it is, we cannot see, because with material instruments, we cannot see the soul. So then with metal weapons, how we can cut the soul or wet the soul? If we cannot cut or wet the soul, how we can cut Govinda? How we can kill Govinda? How we can disturb Govinda? It's impossible. So also little Prahlad, who was so Krishna conscious, who was meditating, he was fully his material body has also become spiritual body, and the spiritual body was the demons were not actually able to do anything to the tender but transcendental body of transcendental devotee little Prahlad, just as they cannot kill Krishna. Actually, when Krishna went to make peace with two parties just before the Mahabharata war, Duryodhana said, tie this Krishna up. I don't know what is the exact details of the story, but roughly I'm telling you. And that time Krishna they were not able to tie him because he shows his Vishwarup. Nobody could do anything to him, and he just went from there like that. So Krishna could not be tied. Even Mother Yashoda, with all her love, could not tie until Krishna allowed her to tie. When a loving mother cannot tie, how can an enemy like Duryodhana tie Krishna? So when they can't even tie, then how they can harm Krishna? They cannot harm Krishna. Same way this purport says that they could not harm Prahlad also. In this Kali Yuga, it becomes a little difficult to understand. Even if he's a devotee, if somebody cuts his hand, should cut tender baby, should cut. Yeah, but that is not Kali Yuga, that is Satya Yuga. In Satya Yuga, people used to fly. Even the asuras had mystic powers wherein they would disappear. Even if you cut somebody's neck, it falls down and again they get another body. So many things were happening in those days. So this was not a very unbelievable thing to happen at that particular yuga. In this yuga, everything is deteriorated to such a bad level that physically with the sword we can cut. Though they were the yugas when the cow sacrifice used to happen by a mantra. Mantra would be the sword. There would be no other sword. With the mantra, we could cut the neck of a cow so that an old cow, so that it would get a better body and we complete our yajna also, like that. That was in those days. With the mantra, things would cut. So that was in those days. Ashwatthama left a mantra with which he could kill only the baby in Uttara's womb. That is called Brahmastra. But now they don't know such mantras, and mantras are hidden from our eyes, and such mystic powers are also now not there. But now also there is Anima, Mahima, Garima, means people can travel from place to place without any vehicle if they develop those siddhis and all that. But devotees are told that we should not go after siddhi, because siddhi will end with the body. Next life, again, we have to start from ABCD. Even a siddha should also start from scratch. So it's a waste, and they come back to this world. But it is better to go back to Krishna's abode and serve him there. And for that we have to be like Prahlad, so much absorbed in Krishna Bhakti, so much dedicated our life to Krishna, that we remain absorbed in Krishna's thoughts, in Krishna's holy names, that no matter what trouble falls on our head, we don't feel it as a disturbance. We see it as Krishna's loving occasion, wherein we can also turn towards Krishna and set example for others about how to turn to Krishna in difficult situations, like that. So that's it. So here we understand that Prahlad was stricken by animals, but nothing happened to him. That's why, does this mean when Prahlad Maharaj was attacked by the demons, the Rakshasas, Govinda was also attacked? Because that impression is coming in this verse. Govinda parirambitaha. That particular word means that as if he was protected by Govinda. It means that he was protected by Govinda, and also there's a meaning like, was Govinda also attacked? So Prabhupada says this is not possible, because there have been many attempts by the demons to hurt or kill Supreme Personality, but Krishna cannot be injured by any material means, because he is always transcendental. Therefore, the words Pare Brahmani are used. Prabhupada is saying the word Pare Brahmani means that Krishna cannot be harmed. The Rakshasas or demons can neither see or touch the Lord, although they may superficially think that they're striking Lord's transcendental body. Supreme Lord is described here in this verse as Anirdeshye, means we cannot understand him to be in particular place, because he's all pervasive. Moreover, is Akhilatma, the active principle of everything, even metal weapons also. Even metal weapons, if they have to work, Krishna has to make it work. So if you are attacking using the weapon on Krishna, Krishna will simply make the weapon not work. There is in South India, there is a very nice Vaishnava saint by name Raghavendra Swami. So Raghavendra Swami was a very nice Vaishnava. People say he's Madhvacharya's plenary portion, Madhvacharya's plenary portion, and Hanuman's plenary portion. They say like that. So he was such a nice Vaishnava that a Muslim emperor came, to insult him with meat. Meat he kept in a very nice plate, and he covered it with very nice cloth. And he said, this is one offering we are giving you with love, you must accept, because he would accept loving offering of fruits. So this was given to him and he accepted. And when they said, please open and accept it. When it was opened, there were only fruits. The meat got converted to fruits. Means, see, even to small Vaishnava saints, a meat can become fruits. Then a weapon attacked on Krishna. With the weapon, if we attack Krishna, that weapon works by Krishna's mercy. That weapon can change into a flower garland also. So weapon need not work. Weapon can become useless. Like when Lord Rama was asked to lift the bow, it broke. When the Lord touches a weapon, it can even break. It can get destroyed. It can lose its power, or it can become a flower garland. We never know. That is why we cannot harm Krishna with material things, because his body is transcendental. Same goes with his devotees who are totally 100% dedicated to Krishna. They cannot be attacked by anything. If Krishna wants to protect them, he will protect them, and nothing will happen to their body. So with that, we end today's session. We covered few verses from verse number 36 to 41. So we have completed the verse number 41. We were making notes of this. You can keep a track of it. That 7.5.42 onwards, it has to be continued from tomorrow. So with that, we end the session, which is only translation actually. Next were all translations, but I will not do it. I'll give that time for question answer session. If you have any questions, today I will take 2 questions only, because after that I have to chant my remaining rounds. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask, or if you have any comments, you can convey to me so that I can improve in the next session. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, this is Geeta once again. I wanted to ask you, these 3 gunas that we have in the material body, do they change the composition where as we progress in our spiritual life? From tamoguna to
Yes.
To sattva.
Yes, they change. Yes, they change. Not just that, like how we have 3 gunas, we have 3 doshas also in the body. Vata, Pitta, Kapha, So for who are very passionate, their Pitta will be high. Rajoguna, if it's more, the Pitta will be high. Same way, if Tamoguna is more, their this sluggishness, I think Kapha will be high. Kapha people, they're very peaceful. It's not just Tamoguna, but Tamoguna means very sluggish, not wanting to do anything. Even those who have too much kapha, they also become very lazy. Like that, see, 3 gunas and body also have this. That's why they give medicines to balance the 3 doshas. Same way, when the 3 doshas are balanced, it also have impact on the mind. Because when mind is gone low, body gets attacked. When the mind goes into disturbance, body also gets disturbed. So, but if you correct the body, mind will have little peace, But if we become spiritual, that is, if we chant the holy names, then everything falls into place, and all 3 things, as you said, sattva, rajas, tamas, they will all become tamed down, and we will reach a platform of going above the 3 gunas. That's why it is told, mantra means what? Manaha trayate iti mantraha. Means that which relieves the mind from miseries. That is mantra. But Hare Krishna is a Maha Mantra. So it's the topmost among such mantras. So if you want to change the composition of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, you can even destroy Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Actually, forget about changing the composition. You can remove it. You can make it a 0, and you can go above it. How? Simply by depending on chanting of the holy names. But if you want to have that much of absorption in the holy names, if you want to dive so much into holy names, if you really want more help and more support and more conviction and more determination to stick to holy names alone, then you must hear a lot of Srimad Bhagvatam as you're doing now. Because when you hear from devotees who are already doing things, what they are speaking, you will easily get a clarity about how you can do what you want to do. So hearing from good sadhakas is very important. That's why you should hear from Srila Prabhupada also. Prabhupada is all our guru. Guru's Guru, and also our Guru, we take Shiksha from Prabhupada. So if we can hear so much from Prabhupada, and if you can hear from other speakers who inspire, if you can hear from your spiritual master, and if you can read books and then focus on the holy names, you will get conviction about why you should focus on holy names. And your focus will become intense. And when you make holy names as the most important priority of your life, and you do the best of holy names, then what happens is, slowly your Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna will lose its impact on your mind. And finally, they don't have any impact on your mind. Finally, when you become fully absorbed in holy name for all the 24 hours, for all the 365 days, means to that extent, when you're fully absorbed, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, they have zero impact on your mind. Means you will be always at a higher level of how I can serve Guru, Krishna, and Vaishnavas. Hari, Guru, Vaishnavas, how I can serve to my best. You'll be only focused on serving, serving, serving. That is because of holy name will take you up there. So when you're fully focused on that, and then even if things go wrong, if your services will not be accepted, or if you are put in a position where you can't serve, you'll think, in this position, how I can serve. And you'll always be satisfied because you know that whatever you are doing, Krishna is making you do it. Krishna is giving you situation. Krishna is giving you energy. You will never take, when you're really Krishna conscious, these are some things that happen. When you're really Krishna conscious, your mind will be always in how I can serve. And second thing is, though you're always into service, you will say, always, I am not doing anything. It's Krishna who is making me do. Krishna gave me energy. Krishna gave me situation. Krishna gave me people who receive my service. Krishna gave me intelligence. Krishna gave me strength. Krishna gave me eagerness. If Krishna didn't give me a working body, working senses, how I could do? Krishna sanctioned it mercifully, and we become so grateful. So when you are really Krishna conscious, you will be always thinking how you can serve, and always you will be serving, and always you will be thinking Krishna is making me do it. And because of thinking Krishna is making me do it, and that's the real fact, nobody is doing anything. Everybody are desiring to be a criminal or desiring to be a saint, and they're trying, and Krishna is sanctioning energy, intelligence, talent, situation, resources, determination to pursue their ambition. So if Krishna didn't sanction, we are all failures. So if we see any success, Krishna is doing it. And so devotee who is hearing all these things from devotees who are practicing, who are understanding, who are practicing these virtues in their lives, then when we get convinced, then we also will never take credit for our good japa or our good sadhana or our good service or our bad imperfections. We don't take credit for anything, even if we are imperfect, and if we are endeavoring for perfection, depending on the Lord, and if we are imperfect, we will say, yes, whatever bad I wanted to do in last birth, I must have been a very miserable person. So now I am praying. So Krishna is helping me to come out of it. So Krishna, now I may be in minus 400 negative zone. So because I'm praying, from minus 400, he brought me to minus 200. So, and then as I pray, he will take me to minus 100, then to 0, then to plus 100, plus 200. So it does not matter. At the speed in which Krishna takes me forward, I will happily move forward. But wherever I am, even in minus 300, may I live to please Krishna. How a person minus 300 can serve Krishna? One classic example in Prabhupada's life we saw. When Prabhupada was in the West, in America, and he was giving a class, one drunkard or drug addict came suddenly inside Prabhupada's class, making some noise. And he asked, where is the washroom? And he entered the washroom, and he went to the toilet, and when he came out, he gave, take this tissue roll. He gifted one tissue roll for your toilet, and he went. You see, he's in minus 300. He's drinking, he's drugged, and he does not have discipline. He's not taken a bath. He went inside, but in his condition also, he felt probably the toilet, they were using water to clean themselves upon Prabhupada's standard of lifestyle. And so he gifted a tissue paper for cleaning themselves, and he went. So you see, he could serve. So in whatever position we are, like that person who gave a tissue paper, he got so much sukriti and blessings of Prabhupada's. So like that, if we can, in whatever position we are, if we can do some service to devotees, some service to Krishna, some service to Harinam, some service to the book Krishna, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, by reading it, by hearing it, by remembering it, by speaking it, anything is okay. If we do in whatever position we are, then our life becomes purified. What is the meaning of purified? What is the meaning of purification of heart? Is our heart is all the time thinking of how I can enjoy. That is impure. But by hearing about the Lord, by chanting the holy names, we will start thinking how I can make these people happy, make these devotees happy. So that is purification. From how I can be happy to how I can make these people happy, how I can make devotees happy, how I can make Krishna happy. This is purification. So if we can come to the level of only thinking of serving others, then that purification indicates that we are now getting slowly out of sattva, rajas, tamas, three modes. So to come out of three modes, we have to hear a lot of Srimad Bhagavatam, and we have to absorb ourselves in chanting the holy names. How to absorb ourselves? While chanting, you hear the pronunciation very carefully. You can watch my Facebook videos on Bhagavad Gita page, BHAGAVAD dash GITA, BHAGAVAD dash Bhagavad dash Gita, GITA. In this page, you can follow and you can ask for notifications. You will see almost daily, except when I'm sick or something. Or if my family, somebody is under stress, they ask me, please sit next to me and chant. Then I sit next to them and chant. Then I don't come online. So if you will watch me chant, I'm chanting my best to clear chanting, hearing the pronunciation. I'm trying my best to do so. So as a result of that, sometimes by hearing so much with focus, the mind goes into full peaceful state because there's no other thoughts. That's why it goes to sleep. Then I wake up. Before the mantra ends, when it goes to sleep, my voice goes low. Immediately my voice increases, means I'm awake again, like that. It happens. Krishna makes me wake up. So if you can hear that kind of chanting, and if you can also chant clearly by paying attention, these are all, it will lead to absorbed chanting. Slowly it will take us towards absorbed chanting. So then in the same way, in an absorbed way, if we can do devotional service, when we are absorbed in doing service to Krishna, we are not influenced by sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. Means you asked about the composition, can it change? Yes. You can make it zero, and our goal is to make it zero. Krishna conscious life means one who is fully conscious of Krishna, is of pleasing Krishna, of pleasing Guru. So when you fully conscious of pleasing Guru Krishna and Vaishnavas or Vaishnavis, then what happens? Then we are not influenced by three modes of nature. So we have made the composition of Sattva-rajas Tamoguna in our life is 0%. So our goal is to make it 0% and make Krishna conscious 100%. Thank you so much, Geeta
Thank you,
Mataji.
Mataji. Thank you very much.
One last thing. Welcome. Hare Krishna. All goes Srila Prabhupada. Anybody
Hare
has any
Krishna
other question,
Mataji.
or we will wind up?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna.
Thank you so much for this nectar class.
Hare
And so compassionately you are preaching us this class. And as you said, your time is, whatever you are giving us, it should be so valuable. And you are very, very successful in that, Mataji. Because whenever your classes are there, we have so many more attendees, and people request me for the devotees request me for the recording, and so they want to hear it again and again. So thank you so much for this uh, knowledge and your guidance. And also you mentioned about the Raghavendra Swami, and I'm belong to Sholapur, so there is a very big mutt, like mandir for him, and I used to go there on every Thursday. So that reminded me of back.
Oh.
Yes, Mataji.
All glories to my teachers. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Harinam Prabhu. So whatever I am, I give credit to Harinam Prabhu and to devotees. Harinam Prabhu gets, what can I say, the highest credit, because whenever I lacked association, I only depend on holy names. And holy names are my biggest shelter. Next biggest is Srimad Bhagavatam and devotees. So whatever, if you're getting benefit, all glories to Harinam Prabhu, all glories to Srimad Bhagavatam, and all glories to those teachers and those saints who have given me Diksha, and the saint like Prabhupada who has started this movement. All glories to all of them. And I'm so happy to hear, because to Sri Raghavendra Swami, on every Thursday I used to fast, because my father used to fast one time. And night time food I would not eat, because he's a Vaishnava saint. And I wish to go and see. We have here from Raghavendra's original place is there in Karnataka, Andhra, I think. So once you go Mantralaya, it's called Mantralaya.
Yes.
So we wish to go there, because he is alive actually. Raghavendra Swami will be alive for 500 years. He's alive, but inside his samadhi. This is for people who do not know. He told that I will be doing my meditation or chanting of holy names, and you should, on so and so day when I'm meditating, you should carry me and keep me inside a big hole, dig a nice big room-like space underground, keep me down and put mud on me and close me. I will not die. 500 years, I will be praying for all those who want to be Krishna conscious, who want to be devotees of Krishna. For them to become successful, I will be praying. So if we are somehow surviving in Krishna consciousness, we should know that there are so many who are praying for us, and among them, one of them is our Raghavendra Swami also. So if you get a chance, there is it's always it's good to maybe go and thank him and pray to him for becoming a nice pure devotee. I wish to go there once when I get time. We have been planning and it has been failing. So when Raghavendra Swami will call, we will go to take darshan in Mantralaya. Yes, I think with that we will end today's session. Any last question, or shall we end?
Hare Krishna Mataji, my Danat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Today, very nicely you took out the meaning of Tranadapi Sunichena. Two of our Guru Maharajas, Radhanath Maharaj and Gopal Krishna Maharaj, they say that you should wear the like a mala around the neck, this Tranadapi Sunichena, because it really helps. And and the best point which I understood today is that do not have discussions and do not waste time, and that you have stopped doing that in your life. So I hope I can follow your footsteps, Mataji, although I cannot follow, but I'll try to, not have discussions, and discussions happen left and right on chatting and, other places. And, I realized that later on, I feel so much time got wasted. Nothing came out of it. I was trying to teach the other person did not understand. There's argument after argument, So then finally I have to put the last line down that, when we meet, we can talk about this particular, it's also related to sometimes some family issues, many things come up where, and you're very right in saying that, some of the people who are not following Krishna consciousness, rather, they're helpless. They cannot follow. They feel, very envious towards the devotees, just like Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad Maharaj's father felt like that. And I was just thinking that one thought was coming to me, if you can add to that. Prahlad Maharaj, Hiranyakashipu has given birth to Prahlad Maharaj. That's his son, But for him, that his brother died. Now his name you mentioned, right?
Yes.
He was taking revenge. Hiranyaksha. Now the thing is, for him, Hiranyaksha was killed by Vishnu. Mataji, please correct me if I'm wrong somewhere, because I'm not like I'm just trying.
He was killed by Varahadev. That's Vishnu only.
Vishnu, yeah, Varahadev. So like like for him, instead of concentrating on his family, such a beautiful son, his spiritual master is Naradji, and wife, dedicated mother, everything. He's dwelling on the fact that what happened and how you should take revenge, and why this happened, that happened, and going back in the past. I was lately hearing one class from Amog Leela Prabhuji. He said that a bird has two wings. So one is the wing, one bird wing is the past, other one is the future, like that. But nobody wants to stay in the present. Everybody wants to go think of the past or think of the future, fear of the future and lamentation of the past. So, like, coming to this context, for him, the son never mattered. All his concentration is in the past. This happened, and now I have to take revenge. I am God, and he was obviously very envious of Vishnu. So that is another reason, right? He was this thing, and then also he wanted to become God. He was not able to take any other position higher. So very unfortunate position he was in, actually. And sometimes we see that some parents have wonderful children, but the parents don't appreciate because they have very demoniac like mentality, so. And this Srimad Bhagavatam is teaching us that. And thank you for mentioning the last line, Mataji. I will say that depending on the holy name in Srimad Bhagavatam. So all glories to you, all glories to your class. And I'm really, blessed by hearing you today, Mataji. Very nice. And I'll also stop arguments now with discussions, arguments. Just spend more time in chanting, reading, and things like that. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. I don't think I said I've stopped the discussions and arguments. I have tried my best, and I think I have stopped, but I cannot say it never happens. Maybe some people will argue with me and they don't let me to go also, some people, and I just have to shut up and simply hear. I don't even have to argue. If I try to clarify myself also, people will argue sometimes. Some close relatives I can't avoid. So I didn't say but I don't. If anybody else in WhatsApp group and all, they say something, just okay, and just leave. I don't even reply, or if you don't like to reply, don't even reply. I mean, avoid it like that. I'm trying my best. I would say I'm 90% successful. I am also working on it. You also work on it. And about Hiranyakashipu, that one verse was said, it is better the others who are favorable to you, we better accept them than our own body. If it is deceased, we amputate it. Means he said others we can accept. It's like others is like his brother is like other, and son is like a deceased body. His own brother, even if he was just a brother, he was a team with Hiranyakashipu because both of them were against Vishnu. So, of course, he may say, I became against only because he killed my brother. He may say that. But whatever it is, he was meant to be against Vishnu because they're Jaya Vijay, they're first class devotees of Krishna. They're most beloved servants of Lord Vishnu. They're very dear, more dear than the child of Vishnu for Vishnu. And so lovingly he said that I want you both to come back soon. Don't be my devotee. You be enemies of mine, and you live only 3 lifetimes away from me, and you come back. That is the idea. So, and also this Jaya Vijaya, they loved Vishnu like anything. They adored Vishnu like anything. But they had one desire in their secret desire in their heart. Hey, with this Vishnu, if we could fight, it would be nice, no? Once we should fight for fun like that. The desire they had. Vishnu also has such desire to fight, just for fun. That is why all this enmity and all this fight and all that. So they were born to be the enemies of Vishnu. So he feels whoever is an enemy is my team, is my son, is my own. But if my own son is a friend of my enemy, then he is not my own. Then he is worth killing, he is worth dying. So he was very much living in the present. He wanted the company of someone who is an enemy of Vishnu. But right now, he wanted enemy of Vishnu as his son. But his son was not enemy. That is why even if he didn't have a brother who died, Because he was an enemy of Vishnu, the son is friend of Vishnu. That is why son would have been, he would want to kill the son. He was living in the present in that sense, because in the present he wanted happiness by living with only those who are Vishnu haters. So that is why he made up this, and then this was a leela of the Lord. It was not his karma. It is not. There's no karma involved. It's all Krishna's leela, Vishnu's leela. Out of love, he just gave them opportunity to fight, fulfill their desire. Out of that too, I have heard it's only Jaya Vijaya's one portion came down. The other portion remained there serving. One portion came here just for completing the formality of completing the sins, completing the curse given by the four Kumaras without thinking properly. It was not right for four Kumaras to curse like that. But previously, even Mother Lakshmi had been stopped once by Jaya Vijaya. So Lakshmi also was angry. She also wanted these two people to get out of Vaikuntha. And four Kumaras also came. So Vishnu had to fulfill the desire of Lakshmi and Kumaras. So he sent them once for just a short break, for a short excursion of having enmity drama with Vishnu and fight. So in that enmity drama, whoever opposes their enmity is an enemy. That is why they wanted Prahlad to be killed. But in this, one is their desire is fulfilled. Another one is the glory of Prahlad Maharaj, the glory of devotee, the glory of one who depends on holy name is very strongly emphasized to the whole world, um, um, yuga after yuga, millennium after millennium, millennium after millennium. This Prahlad's, this pastime will remain famous forever and ever. So that is why this was done, Mataji. I hope that helps. Thank you very much. With this, I think we should end the session. If you have any comments, you can.
No. Thank you, Mataji. And also, because
Hare
of this
Krishna, Mataji.
incidents, we always pray to Lord Narsimha Dev. So Narsimha Dev, we always pray to him because of this particular incidents. And so it's like a leela, you're right. And thank you so much for
Yes.
sharing the last part also.
Yes, we pray to Narsimha Dev.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna,
God bless
Mataji.
Mr. Prabhupada. Wonderful one is one wonder. It was a wonderful class, and nicely you portrayed the qualities of a pure devotee like Prahlad Maharaj, and the qualities of a demoniac person, how they are opposed to the all activities of the devotees. And in that context, like I was thinking whether there was a question with me that whether Prahlad Maharaj was while trying to pray to rather while trying to preach to a demon has violated that instruction that not to preach to a faithless. So then I realized that you also nicely pointed out that he was asked, Prahlad Maharaj was asked, what you have learned. So accordingly, Prahlad Maharaj told the truth. So that way he has not done any preaching to a faithless out of his own volition. He was asked to. So that way we also while we shouldn't try to preach to unnecessarily to the faithless people, but when asked, of course, you have to give the right answer. So if somebody challenges us, definitely we'll have to give the answer from scripture, and so that and that is the instruction also. That is first give the answer from the scripture, and then if one is not comfortable with the scripture, then try to leave that place, and he is still not able to leave the place, then give up the life. So Prahlad Maharaj was a good example that he knew the tattva, and he was when he was questioned, he was sharing the Krishna Katha with the demon Hiranyakashipu, though he was not favorable, of course. Yes, thank you. You also nicely pointed out yes. Because in our teaching, we have come across so many people or so many levels of mentality, right? So Prahlad Maharaj is a nice example to follow. And of course, Narada Muni.
Also, Mataji, one more line, one more thing. In the previous reading, we heard that for Prahlad Maharaj's sake, there is no friend and enemy. We should not have friend and enemy, right? But his father is totally opposite. He's my enemy, he's my friend, he's my side, he's from my party, you know, totally fun. Son and, father are so much opposite. The teachings are totally different, and what they pursue in life is also not the same, right?
Yes, but he was playing the role of a materialist, that to enemy. He was playing the role, so he will naturally have, materialist will always have a friend and an enemy. Prahlad Maharaj does not have friend and enemy, does not mean that he does not have friend, means whoever is Krishna conscious is his friend. Like for a devotee, he sees equals as his friend. So in that sense, it is there. But no friend and enemy means he sees everyone as Krishnas. Everyone as equal. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini. Shunichaiva Shupakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. Means the one who is a Pandita, he sees everyone as equal. Means as a soul, they're all equal. But I like to speak to this person because he's a devotee, like that. So that way we will give some person more weightage to open our heart. With somebody we may not open our heart, but we will treat everybody with respect. In that sense, everybody are equal. No friend, no enemy. Means even a so-called enemy who sees me as enemy, we treat him like a friend by giving respect. Even one who treats me as a friend, we treat him equally by giving respect. Respect we give to all. So we treat them as equal. But we may not make any look down upon if somebody is not good to us or something. We respect everybody. In that sense, there's no enemy, no friend, like that for Prahlad Maharaj. And he was so much loving the association of his spiritual master Narada Muni. So what is that? Means somebody is very dear to his heart, and Krishna was most dearest. So no friend, no enemy means it is not devotionally. It is from the perspective of the respect that we give to everybody, that is equal, and regard that we have for everyone is equal. We have high regards as Krishna sent people. They may behave like enemies towards us, but we value them because Krishna has sent them to meet us, to deal with us in a particular way. So we respect them. We respect whatever they do to us, even though they deal badly. So in that sense, we don't have enemies and friends. But when it comes to growing closer to Krishna, then we see those people who speak about Krishna, who understand like us about the need to get closer to Krishna, who have the same frequency of same desire, same intensity of desire, those who have, we see them as friends. So in that sense, yes, we have friends among devotees, but we see everybody with great regard, seeing them as Krishna sent people. That's one thing. And what our Partha Prabhu said, I would like to highlight, because I told, see, when we speak to people, we should not increase their enmity. Like Prahlad Maharaj, when he spoke like that, the father got angry. Means I was having a feeling that Prahlad Maharaj need not have explained so much. So Partha Prabhu said no, because he has asked, he spoke. So I thank Partha Prabhu for giving this wonderful clarity to me and to everybody here in the call, that he spoke only when he was asked. I was feeling that he was asked what your teachers taught, not what Narada Muni taught. So he should have told, I could not grasp anything. I only know what I have learned. What I have learned is this. But he didn't speak like that. He spoke as if Santa Amarka spoke, taught all these things. He spoke Shravana Kirtana, Smarana Vandana. And Shanta Amarka were first punished by, he was criticized by Hiranyakashipu. Like, what did you teach him? He's saying, you all taught. So he didn't say who taught. He didn't bring Narada Muni into picture because he was protective of his spiritual master, Narada Muni. So if he's protective and hiding things, then he could have hid other things also. Then there would be no enmity. Like this, I felt that is my less intelligence coming in between. So Partha Prabhu corrected it by saying, no, when he is asked, he spoke. So he did not do anything wrong in Tattva. He did everything correct. So this is the point that has to be highlighted for the mistake I did in my own understanding. See, we as devotees, we have our limits. So sometimes we may not understand it to the depth that we should understand. But that's why Partha Prabhu, like devotees, should always be allowed to give their comments or ask their questions so that they will add to the session. So Prahalad Maharaj did not speak anything extra, and the father becoming angry was the father's problem, and that was a part of the Leela. To glorify little Prahlad's dependence on the Lord, he got angry, and thereby Prahlad's glorification goes to the optimum. So Prahlad Maharaj did not speak anything wrong. He never preached this until he was asked by the father, and when father asked, he spoke the correct philosophy. That is what we have to understand as a correction with whatever I've spoken. So thank you very much to my dear Partha Prabhu. You are always such a nice addition to the call. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of you. We should end the call.
Vaishnava mercy is my only qualification, nothing else, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
Mataji,
Shall we end the
can I ask you one more query if you don't mind? One more
Okay,
question.
please ask.
One more question relating to the questions.
Yes.
Sometimes what happens, we feel that, there are one relatives on one side, and then there are outside relatives, means blood relation. And then there are other people on the other side. Now, suppose both of them carry some kind of a demoniac nature, anger is there, enviousness is there, right? So we tolerate it more because saying, relatives we have to tolerate because they're given by Krishna and it's okay, let them say what they have to say. But then outside people, we feel that no, we can, say left and right to them because, if they act in a funny way or whatever it is like that. But is it okay to think that, there is no business of relative or non-relative in Krishna consciousness? And, if a person is envious or has these negative qualities, or, they're not happy to see you, then we have to avoid all of them. Doesn't matter whether it's, blood related or non-blood related. Can you just throw some reflection on that, Mataji?
Very good point. Very good question. I will answer you. See, what did Prabhupada say? Prabhupada said, all of you should be nice gentlemen and gentlewomen. Means I am an old man. See, old people and children, they will be forgiven for their dialogues by anybody and everybody. Prabhupada could simply say, you are all rascals. Scientists, you are all rascals. But you all don't speak like that. You all be gentlemen and gentlewomen. Prabhupada said that. So keeping that in mind, we should understand that if we are very gentle with our relatives, and we are trying to convey, so see, some people, they could be understood only by giving prasad to them. Instead of saying no meat eating, you cook the tastiest vegetarian diet and you give them. It should be far better than, 10 times better than non-vegetarian diet. Then when they taste it, they should feel, wow, today I don't need meat. They should feel like that. That should be our preaching. For those who don't understand, that should be our preaching. Same way, if that kind of a strong enemy of philosophy is there in our neighborhood who is not our relative, we should not speak to him strongly, to him or her strongly. Just the way we deal with our family, we give them the prasad. So to such people, we should only give prasad. Don't speak strong philosophy. That also becomes ninth offense. Means we can preach only to those who want to hear. Now, most of the materialists, they don't want to hear. So then how you treat your family members? Treat the outsiders in the same way. Then to whom you can speak strongly, those who come and sit in your class for learning, to them, speak philosophy straightforward without any dilution. Like how I am speaking now to you all, speak like that, straightforward. No hiding, speak your realization, speak what is there try to understand what Prabhupada is trying to say, and pray and try to explain. But whom? To whom? Only those who are coming and sitting in the class. But to others, you're trying to preach, no? So you should be as careful as you are with your family members. You cannot preach to outsiders who are not wanting to take Krishna consciousness from us. We cannot preach to them. Just like we cannot preach to family, we cannot preach to other people's family also. We have to be very loving. Once what happened in our area, there is one shop where when I was walking, one Rajasthani shop, that Mataji has become a devotee, and she has become 16 round devotee. When I went to that shop to buy something, she said, "See, मेरा पति तो कुछ जपाई नहीं करते हैं." मेरा that when husband was not there, she told, "जपा नहीं करते हैं." She's not chanting. He does not, even if I tell him to chant also, he says, "No, I will not chant. You chant if you want. I will not chant," he says. Before he would say, "You stop your japa, sound is disturbing my sleep." You say, nowadays he's not saying that. He's quietly sleeping. And when she's saying that much, the husband came to the shop. And then she told, "See, he only, my husband has come." So then I told him that I heard a lot about you. And she said that he's all the time in the daytime supplying gas cylinders in the local area, and in the evening he comes to the shop, and night, if he sleeps in the morning, he does not want to get up and chant and all that, something like that. So what I told, I heard, you are very hardworking husband. I spoke the positive aspects from her, and your wife is having so much gratitude and respect for you, that you are carrying cylinders to home. You are working so hard. And she told me that you don't chant. So I told her that you should not ask your husband to chant. To your juniors you can ask, but senior, how you can ask? You have to give him full respect. If it is Narendra Modi is your husband, and Narendra Modi is not chanting, the Prime Minister of India does not chant. Suppose if he's not chanting, will you go and complain to me saying that, "See, this Prime Minister, he does not chant Hare Krishna mantra"? Will you say, "No, no, I will not say"? You will keep, that is the respect you give. Na? Same way you have to give respect to your husband, I told her. To the husband, I'm telling. Same way she has to give respect to you. She should not ask you to chant. And and one round maybe I can chant something. I don't know, something he said. I said, "No, no, you don't have to chant now. I mean, for force you don't have to chant. So at least you'll come to the point of chanting. He's saying, "No, no, no need. You just for force of anybody you don't chant," I told. Then I said, but yes, if you don't chant, what will happen at night? You'll be thinking that fellow didn't give me money, this fellow didn't give me money. You'll be worried, you don't get sleep. I should collect money. You'll be thinking like that. A businessman will only think of money, I said. Immediately the wife said, and he said, "Yeah, I don't get sleep. Yeah, he does not get sleep." I said, "See, if you don't want that, then when you chant, what will happen? You'll feel sleepy. Then you'll get sleep. That's the best way. And your wife will be very happy. So your wife will start serving nicely and you will get good sleep." So like that, you can simply try chanting for her peace. But I am not asking you to chant as such, like this. With my family, I will be very careful. I will not ask. I will talk like this. With him also, I spoke like this. See, he's an outsider. I should speak straightforward. "Oh, you should chant." No, no use. And then next time when I met, she was not there. Only he was there. And then I told him, "So you started chanting?" He said, "No." I said, "You chant one round, your wife will be very happy." Now she's not there, so I'm telling you. In front of her, I didn't ask you to chant. But I am telling you, she'll be, if wife is happy now, it's good for you, I told. He was smiling. Then I took my thing and I went out and I met the wife on the way. I told her, "I told your husband to chant one round for your pleasure." But I don't think he'll do it easily. But at least I said, he was telling that Mataji is very nice. See, she told me that I need not chant. See, so you don't tell me to chant. I am listening to her. He said like that. So he said, "Oh, really?" He said he listened to me. And after that, few months have passed. Now today I told him to chant one round. So let's see whether he will. So like this, slowly we are trying to If they were our own family members, how we will deal with them? I deal like that with every outsider who does not want to be Krishna conscious. So that is the way you can convey, so that you don't create any enmity. You develop friendship, and then slowly, you talk in a way they feel that convinced. Like when I said, when you chant, you will fall asleep. You're not getting sleep. No, chant, then at least you'll get good sleep. That was like, oh, okay, like that. That was, and that talk he liked, it seems. Means if we say you chant, it's like order. For a materialist, it's an order, and every materialist has his big ego, and they don't want to listen to us. So that is why it is better we don't hurt their ego, but we tell as if chanting is a small thing. It will give you sleep. Rather than telling it will give you Krishna prem, then it will give you means by hook or crook. I like to be crooked. Not hook means the hook you're pulling them towards Krishna. Crook means in crooked ways you're somehow pushing them towards Krishna. So it depends on individual nature of devotees. But I think if you're a little bit cunning or crooked to put the right point into their heart, it's not wrong, because Prabhupada only has told hook or crook. So, and he said, be gentleman, gentlewoman. So this is a little bit gentlemanly, gentlewomanly type, where we don't make them feel offended in any way, and respectfully we deal, we give them all the respect, and yet we try to convey the point in some way, so that they will slowly become favorable. See, I was very impressed when she told, initially he was telling my japa is a disturbance, but nowadays he's quietly sleeping. Means he's come to the level of tolerating, Means she didn't say I lowered my volume, so he's, means it appeared like she didn't do any improvement, but still he is improved. By hearing her japa daily, he got improved. He felt no use telling her. That no use telling her, and the tolerance level that has come, that's a great improvement. I'm really very grateful to him. That is another thing, that we should see the good in them, and we should value the good in them from our heart. So, with all the respect, I spoke to him, and at least he's respecting. So now I have requested him. Now next time when I meet, I'll ask whether you started. Do at least 5 times. I will tell. Then if you do not start 108, I'll say do 5 times daily, and do it in front of your wife. She'll be happy that way. And I told Chanak Pandita says that to keep wife happy means to keep ourselves happy. If we don't keep our wife happy, then we can never be happy. So also just do it to keep your wife. Oh, but this I tell him when wife is not there to him, so that he will listen to at least that part, like that. So we have to take as much care as we take for our family with other sorts. This kind of equality we maintain. But yes, but we are partial in the sense that we give the real pure philosophy only in the classes where people will happily come to listen from us. To them, we don't cheat. We speak the philosophy as it is, as we have understood. As our realization permits to that extent, we speak the philosophy as it is to only those who come and attend our class. But to others who don't want to attend our class, who are not interested, then we have to be very, very careful. The most sweetest way of giving Krishna consciousness is by giving Prabhupada's bullets like gulab jamun prasad. Means give them nice prasad, tasty prasad. Prasads should have highest taste, and you make and you give them, that actually conquers the heart. They feel such a nice thing. It looks like they put their heart in it, and that they give to us. That makes them feel so loved, so respected, so valued. So like that, when they start, if we can at least make them admire us, then slowly by admiring, one day they'll come to the position of listening to us. And that is the only way we can give philosophy to those who don't want Krishna consciousness. We have to be as careful with them as we're careful with our family. Then we'll not have any quarrels, we'll not have any enmity. Yes, like Partha Prabhu said, if they come and ask us what is the philosophy, then we can speak. Yes, if they ask us what is the philosophy, also with me, when I was asked what is the philosophy, when I spoke, One of them got convinced, but one of them started arguing with me, once upon a time in my life. They came two different times actually. One of them came some year, and after 2 years, another one came. All them made a plan that somehow we have to make her come out of Krishna consciousness. One after the other, 2, 3 people have tried, 4 people have tried to talk to me at length. So those were the times that I learned we should never talk in length to such people. It's a waste of time. But they had made a plan and they had come. So one of them went on arguing with me. And when I give them an answer, they take up another question to say, this is wrong. When I say an answer, they take up another question. I say, this is wrong, like this. So sometimes people come to take us out of Krishna consciousness. So if we can understand, what is in their heart, and we deal with them. If it is wrong, I do not know. I only know this much, and I like to follow. I am following. Just like that, if we can avoid, that is best. Instead of trying to prove a point. But those who really want to learn, to them we can speak. Like if Prahlad Maharaj means, even if they speak, just because they ask question, we go on speaking philosophy. I don't know. When I spoke the philosophy, they didn't become my friends, and they developed some feeling like, she's very adamant, she'll never change. That way. Then now I've come to the point of not speaking much to such people on philosophy, but just give them nice prasad because there are relatives like that. So from that perspective of my life's realization, I had told about Prahlad. But Prahlad Maharaj is Prahlad Maharaj. Prabhupada is Prabhupada. We cannot compare them at our level. So if they are asked, if they speak philosophy, they're doing perfect right thing. But when we are asked, we should be very careful to not get into any harsh arguments and discussions, and we should smartly wind up, because we should come to the level first of following Bhagavad Gita instruction that do not preach to the faithless, or to the envious. Do not preach. That we can follow. But with respect to Prahlad, he did what he should do as per Krishna's order in his heart. We are not at that pure devotee level. That's why we should not preach to the envious, like whoever are our relatives or neighborhood people or whatever. This is my understanding, Mataji. If Partha Prabhu has anything to add in this aspect, you can add. Otherwise, we can wind up the call. Sorry, there is no electricity now. That is why only this much. Whatever light is there, is there.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Thank you so much for explaining this procedure, how step by step about the couple, how you are, encouraging them directly, indirectly to chant. Yeah.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam. Thank you so much
I
for
just want to add, Mataji, that about your telling that about what you're saying, that give them prasadam. There is some snippet of information going around about Trump Jagannath connection. So the devotees at that time gave prasadam to Trump, and
Yes, I
they
heard,
were
but I
explaining
didn't read it.
what happened. And then it seems they gave prasadam, and then he was picking up and eating little by little, and he approved. While doing that, he was very ecstatic, and he became happy, and he said, "Okay, done. You can construct the chariot in the yard, and also he gave nice funding, and then he also helped in the police and all clearance." So that was like what you were talking about, the glories of the prasadam. So that was it. I thought of that.
Very nice point, Prabhu. Actually, that came, as I told you, I don't like to lose time. So I am not going through some of the things. I saw Trump, Jagannath, Prasad, something, titles were there. But I didn't see, because I was so tightly packed. I didn't see. Good, you told, Prabhu. I didn't know this. See, this is the example that Partha Prabhu is adding. Like people who are not favorable, to whom we can't preach, like to Donald Trump, we can't preach. So what we do? We give them little prasad and he became favorable. So yes, very nice. Thank you so much, Partha Prabhu. Thank you so much. Yes, I
Hare
think
Krishna. Hare
so.
Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam
Yeah.
Mataji. Thank you so much for this discussion and your guidance. But what if, Mataji, our kids sometimes they know everything, the importance of chanting and everything, but still sometimes they say that I'm working whole day, so I want some relaxation, so I want to watch TV, but they don't chant. So then I ask, so then she says, oh, when I do chanting, it's like I have to like use my mouth, I use my fingers, and I just want to relax and working. And after that also, she do some management ISKCON youth retreat or like that. So there are also lots of calls, and she's busy in that. So I'm doing this service. So I'm doing some service. So don't ask me for chant. So how I can, like, I see. So I feel very sad about that. So what can I do about it?
I understand this very well. I have also
Like she's
got to see
like our
someone
kids
similar.
like our kids follow everything, like not eating onion garlic or regulative principles and everything. But this, when chanting comes, she said, this is stressful for me.
Yes. One thing is that Mataji, sometimes these kids, I've seen some this kind of personality very closely, and I know what you're saying, and I know what it feels like for you also. So I'm telling you that sometimes these kind of kids, they may do aparadh to someone who is actually having so much faith in the holy names. Because today only, I saw one short video of my Guru Maharaj which says, what is the topmost offense to the holy name is that to offend those devotees who are living simply depending on the holy names. If somebody is fully dependent on holy names for their life and they are just living by depending on holy names, such devotees, if they are offended slightly, then those who offended, they lose taste for holy name. So especially I see you as a very nice devotee, Sham Rasika Mataji. In case if she offends you also, it can be dangerous for chanting. That's one thing. And second thing is, yes, it hurts for those who are taking responsibility. It really feels like choking pain. Yes, we know they are following four regulative principles. But since we have that attachment and we have the dependence on the holy name, when they don't do it, it hurts like anything. It hurts like as if it's like a heartbreak. If we had someone we loved, and if that fellow turns towards another girl, how much heartbreak we should feel. That much we feel when our children give up chanting the holy name, even in the form of rest. They may be doing other services, because why we are not why we are feeling heartbreak is because we value holy names the most, because we have that much dependence on the holy name. We have got so much benefit from the holy name. That is why when they don't do it, we feel they have lost so much. That is why we feel they lost
Yes, Mataji,
everything. Why we
exactly.
feel they lost everything? Yes. Why we feel they lost everything? Because we got everything from holy name. Because why we got everything from holy name? Because our dependence on holy name was that much. And we have got so much from holy name. So we know what they're losing. That's why our heart breaks. It is natural. But we should also understand that this is the answer for Rupini Padma Mataji, which I wanted to say, and for you also. One point which is for both of you for different questions, but this one point helps. Why in argument people don't understand, or why people don't understand when we say that they should chant, is because no matter how good you are at presenting things, no matter how logical you are at presenting things, unless they have that sukriti to receive to that level, they cannot receive. Point number one. Point number two is, if they've filled their heart with conviction that rest means to not focus on one thing but to divert your mind on many other things, like on chess, on watching a football match or a cricket match or a cinema or something. If they have made up, if they have got a conviction that rest means watching something, but in reality, when you watch something, that makes your mind more tired. When you watch something, your mind is involved, your eyes are involved, your heart is involved. The tired heart, the tired mind, the tired eyes, They're all even, oh, the current has come. I didn't know. I'm simply focusing this. I didn't realize. Okay, when they have got their minds filled with their own logical points, then no matter what you say, it's not going to touch their heart. They, because they have, no, you're not understanding what I'm undergoing. They will say like that, you're not understanding. You don't know how much difficult it is for me. I'm not at that level. I cannot do it. This kind of things we'll have to listen, because they're so convinced that what they're doing is the right thing, is the best thing for their kind of situation. But now what we can do in this situation is that we can only pray for them to Narsimadev and to our favorite worshipable deity. Maybe it may be Puri Jagannath, or it may be your home altars lords. It could be anybody. But to Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna in any form, it could be Radha Madhav, it could be Jagannath Baladev Subhadra, whatever, or your home altar deities, whoever, or home altar photograph, whomever you are worshipping, see them as a person and pray to them daily. Whenever one thought of pain comes in your heart, pray, Krishna, please make her also depend fully on holy name. Make her also become a totally dependent devotee of yours. Like this, keep praying, keep praying. Always in Rath Yatra, when you go to any temple, at home, when you chant few times. I don't say one round. We may not even have time to do one round for somebody. So chant few times extra, but from your heart, chant for her. Whenever your heart aches, chant for her and say, please make her dependent on the holy name. You know what happened by my such prayers? That person got into some job, and job is giving so much of a pressure, so much of a pressure, that this person is not able to even get time to see phone also. Means in your daughter's place, if she gets into such a job where she'll be all time will be taken, that she'll not get time to watch TV also, for relaxation, then what she'll do? Then again they will come to us, and then I tell that time, see, now you should depend on Krishna for helping you to come out of this stress, because you don't have time to sleep also, you don't have time to eat also. I tell like that. So then what happens is they start feeling, yeah, Krishna only must help. This is very, very tough for me. Maybe I should quit the job. That time I say, yes, you can quit the job, but you should pray to Krishna that help me to quit the job and get into such a job where I get time to chant 16 rounds like this. So, this is my way. You may find better ways, but this is how I deal with devotees who are not having so much of taste for holy name, even to do the committed rounds when they have no determination. Then we can't force them, because Gauradarshan Prabhu in Bhakti Vaibhava course, he was telling, see, when some people, they do not want to take up Krishna Bhakti, we can't force them. We can tell them, but we can't force, because Krishna also is not forcing Arjuna also. Even in the war field, he is not forcing. There's so much danger. Immediately he has to fight, or else he'll be killed ruthlessly. But still, he's not sparing Arjuna. He's telling you have to fight. He's convincing him, and then he's telling you can do now whatever you want. Means he's giving him freedom. So we have to understand why Krishna is giving freedom is because he's teaching us. We also have to give them that freedom. If we don't give them freedom, what happens? They'll not listen to us anyway. But if you give them freedom, you know what happens? They will keep coming and asking us. First of all, we give them freedom. So the devotees who come to me, if they have such problems, I see them as my own children. So my daughter does not do job. It's not about my daughter, but I'm telling about the others who are coming to me. And when they come to us, we see them as our children, and my heart breaks. To see them not join, my heart breaks. I feel everything they have lost. And then with my heart I pray for them. And then what happens? Then when they find more difficulty and they don't have time for other things, they again come to me only. And I again get a chance. I pray to Krishna, how now I have to convey to this person so that this person will take up Krishna Bhakti, and take up chanting more seriously. Then again I try whatever, like this. I say, okay, now when you chant, now whatever rounds you chant, you do it with your heart. That may help you to release your stress. They realize what happens is when the stress level will go high, then even TV is not able to give them shanti. Then what is giving them shanti? Only holy names. That holy names, when they pay attention and hear, that gives them peace. That gives them stress-free feeling. Now their stress level is not so high. That's why watching TV is helping them. But when it becomes so high, they watching TV or anything is not going to give them peace. They have to chant. That is when they'll get peace, and they will end up chanting. So you have to pray for them. Please give them the taste to chant. Like how I am depending, at least that much let them get, and help them to get more. Help me to get more dependence. Help them to get more dependence. Like that, when you pray, what generally happens is their stress level increases, and then they will be forced to take up holy names. This is my experience when I have prayed for people. So you can try it, and don't worry if the stress increases. That is Krishna's Leela to make them come to the point of chanting with all their heart. When we pray for somebody, no matter whatever happens in their life, don't get shattered. It is for their best. Krishna is doing because you are praying. Know that and celebrate it in your heart, and prayerfully, empathetically try to help them. Empathetic helping means no force. If they say, I can't chant, they say, okay, no problem, relax. Just say that much. And in your heart, pray to Krishna. Maybe with a crying heart, doesn't matter. But don't cry in front of them. Just show a peaceful exterior and be looking supportive. Externally, you are supportive. Internally, you can be crying with a broken heart to Krishna, and Krishna will take action. Don't worry. Krishna is going to help. It may take some time, but Krishna, with time, you will be praying more and more and more. So means today's prayer, tomorrow prayer, everything gets accumulated with time, and Krishna will be under pressure to help because it is your candidate. So don't worry. Devotees candidates will be given first priority by the Lord, and He is not going to spare them. When my husband also is not spared, how will your daughter not be spared, who is already doing so much for the ISKCON movement? So don't worry, Mataji. It is matter to worry, but the worry technically is nothing to worry, because the worry that we have, it will make us more Krishna conscious. The worry we have, it makes us depend more on the Lord. Worry we have makes us pray for our children with all dependence on the Lord. So all these things technically are very favorable for us and for our daughter also. So then it's not a matter to worry, but we end up worrying because we can't tolerate them not depending on the holy name. So it's perfectly all right. That intolerance is good for our more serious dependence on the Lord. So congratulations, Mataji. You are doing very good. Don't worry. It will only help you to become a better devotee and help your daughter to also become a better devotee. I know now this much only. When I become successful in helping people, I can share more tips with you.
Thank you, Mataji. Please keep her in your prayers too, so she can get the taste of
Yeah.
chanting. And I can tell you soon that
Yes.
she's chanting. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much.
I will
That
do.
some
I will
Radhini,
do
her
her
daughter,
also.
much of Kirtan I hear on the internet and on the Facebook, YouTube, and she's chanting in that way. And also, I want to mention one thing, like when my husband comes back from work, so like generally we don't talk to him when he comes back because there's a lot of things going on in the work area. So he comes, he has his tea, and then he, like sometimes I make tea for him, sometimes he makes on his own. And then what will happen? He will sit in front of the computer and he plays with some games. He goes there. He tells me, "Don't disturb me right now," because then sometimes some frustration of outside will come out, and then he will go for 10-15 minutes, and we don't disturb him that time, just to ask him how was his day, and then he'll ask us, "What did you do?" So my younger daughter and me are only here, and he's there. So then he plays this game with the black and white those thing. I don't know what it's called. I don't even. Yeah. So then after some time he'll come and then he will sit and talk to us, and then then sometimes he will say where is the mridanga? Let's play the mridanga. He plays the mridanga. My younger daughter sings. Sometimes he will do something else. But the point is that I just want to mention one common factor is although my husband is not very favorable to Krishna conscious, but he's not chanting himself. But maybe he is, I don't know. When he's not maybe he is. But the point is that when we go out in the workforce and we come back, we have to give little time for them to kind of zone in from one, just like I just want to give a very mundane example. I think it's a very mundane example. When Saturday, Sunday finishes, Sunday we have a Sunday love feast, and then it's Monday. The whole Monday takes to adjust to the weekday. So then the Monday just goes like that. And I tell my daughter, I'm not going anywhere today. Yesterday we came so late from temple and this and that. And then from Tuesday, we get into the routine. So sometimes these things have to be taken into consideration, because we are connected to the material world. We are following a weekday routine. We are following a weekend routine. And then when the weekend is going on, we want it to continue for long, but there is ends and Monday comes. Monday is a very grumpy day. And then when Tuesday comes, everything is, back on track. And then again, Friday, we feel a little free that, okay, now we'll be with devotees. And that also finishes very fast. So I just wanted to mention that let her do what she's doing. But, we have to pray. We'll all pray for her. But I know that she sings wonderfully and she's chanting the Lord's name and touching so many people's heart. So, and I'm sure one day will come when she will have a lot of ruchi in the holy name. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you so much, dear Mataji.
Thank you so much,
Yes.
Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
If she sings wonderfully,
Speaking
then
from
what
my,
more? Singing holy name is...
Yeah. Just from my materialistic point of view, I'm saying, because I observe my husband, and of course I can't tell him to chant, but I know when he comes from work, he says, just leave me alone. And he has to be on the computer. And like Mataji said, that gives more stress. But I don't know, somehow it doesn't feel like that for people, when they come back, because they have to have some recreation. Like some devotees, they come, they probably, if it's a devotee husband like that, he'd probably come and say, let's do the evening aarti together or something, But, when Mataji mentioned about some Radhini, like on the computer, some game or something, then I remembered my husband, because he does the same thing. And then we don't disturb him till he does not get up on his own 10, 20, 30 minutes. Then he will come to the living room and then he's relaxed. Then he's in the home environment. So I just wanted to mention this because, we don't know what they go through the work area. So we really have to be very empathetic and understand from their point of view what they're going through, and at that particular time, chanting doesn't go through at that particular time. But later on, once they're in the mood at the home, and maybe a little later when there's dusk time or night, then she can chant. So Mataji, don't force her to chant. And Mataji has a very sweet daughter. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Okay, Mataji. Yeah.
Actually, now this Rupinupada Mataji's husband and your daughter are two different category of people, because her husband is not a practicing devotee, or not even inclined to be a practicing devotee. But as she told, in a secret way, he may be chanting. She does not know. Nobody knows. But your daughter is not in secret chanting or doing. She's openly serving the temple. She's openly serving the temple, openly singing kirtan. Her category is totally different.
And
So,
in fact,
so
Mataji,
I am telling you that...
just want to tell you that we started chanting because of her. When she was a 10-year-old, and she cried for bead bag, and then bead bag came in our home, and then we started. But now, ulta ho gaya.
Yes, I do understand, because you have learned to live life depending on the holy name, Mataji, and unfortunately, she has not got that kind of depth of dependence on the holy name. But your prayers are going to help. I will also pray for her, because it is a painful matter for the mother. See, my husband is there and he does not do anything. I don't bother. But if these devotees who come to me, they don't do, it hurts me. Who are they? They're not my husband. They're not my son. They're not my something. But it hurts, when they come and when they say, like, when they have been doing it and then now they don't do it, it hurts. So for a mother, when the daughter does not do, hurting is very natural. If the husband is not a devotee and he does not do, then we have got used to it. Then we will say, okay, let him come at his pace, Um, mm, that's why I told that any topic, when we convince, that is for Rupini Padmavati and for you, what I was telling one point, that is when we talk any topic, it will not convince anybody, even if it is logical. Why? Because they have their own convictions. Now for your daughter also, though she is a devotee, she has her own conviction that watching TV is going to help me to divert my mind. I have undergone a lot in office. I want diversion. So this is the conviction she is having. But I have experienced it. When I was going for TV program preaching, I would sit in the car. The TV car would come home to pick me. And in the journey of 1 hour, I would see sometimes I would be closing my eyes and thinking of all the preparation topics, and I would be peaceful. But the minute I open my eyes to see where I reached, I see traffic and I see something, some scene that catches my attention. I think of that, and then I suddenly come back. I feel, oh, I was so much in peace just by seeing the outside scene. My peace level got distorted and little stress developed. Oh, how much peaceful I was, and how even seeing something else other than Krishna conscious thing causes stress, I felt. So from that experience, I told that even watching TV is stress. If we are really Krishna conscious, at least sometimes, and then when you just shift your mind elsewhere, you feel that is stressful. Then again, you want to come back to Krishna conscious thoughts. So understanding that fact, having that experience in my life, I'm very clear. I'm very 100% clear that these people who turn their minds away from Krishna, they are not getting in any diversion, not getting the peace that they're expecting. It's just that they're trying to forget the distress by diverting their mind, but it is from more distress to maybe lesser distress, but it is distress. But really focusing on the holy names, on the pronunciation of the holy names, that is zero distress and 100% peace. This is my experience, and I have seen here my own Facebook friend Suchitra Sarapriya Mataji is there. She has also told me that when she was highly disturbed, when she also felt like after a long time felt like watching a match, but she said even at that times she felt that chanting holy name was most peace giving. And now she's saying, I am now dependent only on holy names all the time. Now I don't turn towards TV, I just focus on holy names. So when the person is even a devotee, she as a devotee, she experienced and she told, and she is the proof. And like that, if we actually if we are in stress, we try to divert by looking at the phone or TV. It may be helpful, if it may feel like it's helpful, but actually when you feel so much distress, so much choking distress, that even when you divert, the distress is coming into your head. If you're in that kind of a distress, then that time only holy name is going to help. So if you sincerely pray for them, what happens to them is their distress levels will increase to that much extent that they will be forced to turn towards holy name. This is my experience. I have seen, and it's going to work. And for my daughter, she used to be so much under stress, not because she does not work outside. She's working at home, household things. She'll help me by cooking, cleaning, and she'll allow me to prepare for my exams or whatever. And she feels the stress when she feels that she's not able to manage things on time. She feels stress. So I told her to be not taking the stress. One is that don't think I have to do it by this time. Oh, it may not happen. Then it is very tiring. You just think that I'm going to compete with time, so that I will make Krishna happy. I will surprise Krishna by making it faster, though there's nothing surprise for Krishna. But think like that. Think that it's a competition. Change your thinking style, and then onwards she's very happy. Like, Amma, it's really working. I'm not taking it as a stress. I'm taking it as a competition with the clock. Make it an exciting thing. Don't make it a stressful thing. I told her. So she's saying, yeah, it's working out for me. So for her, the stress levels were so much that she said, Amma, I started getting stomach crunch, stomach closing. That for me, the periods is not stopping. She told me like that. It's not stopping only. The minute I'm stressed, it starts for me. That kind of terrible situation I am in. So I told, no, you should now think that it's a competition with the clock, and you're doing it for Krishna. You have a little fun time. And since she started changing that way, it's really helping. So, this mind cannot be under stress-free situation in any way unless you convert it to Krishna conscious. Nothing, no deviation can help when you're feeling extreme stress. Like extreme stress, that periods are not stopping. Extreme stress when somebody is feeling, then they have to turn towards Krishna. And I will tell you, this material world is designed in such a way. Krishna, once he holds the hand of such lovely devotees who brought your kind of devotees into Krishna, and your kind of devotees are praying to Krishna, he's held the hand of your daughter. He's not going to leave her hand. So he's going to put more stress and bring her closer to him out of love for you and out of love for her. So don't worry, it is going to happen very soon. And but you keep praying for her, and I will also pray for her. And anything else, it's only causing stress. And I have seen in the person who's coming to me, he is not going towards phone when he feels terrible stress. He's feeling, oh, can't do it, I can't do it. Then he starts chanting the holy, he starts chanting the holy name. So it works. So it works. So don't worry. We have to pray for them.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah, because she was at the stage where our temple president Ananda Vrindavan Mataji, she was guiding her, and she was at the stage that when Maharaj will come, Radhanath Swami, she was aspiring from him, and he was visiting this year, and Mataji asked her, "Can I recommend your name now? Are you ready?" And she said, "No, I'm not ready yet." So everybody is know that she's doing very well, but I know that she's lacking this chanting 16 rounds. So that is my worry. And you told me that, yeah, Krishna will help someday, like very soon. And yeah, I will believe that, Mataji.
We'll pray, if possible, do one round extra for her to become seriously dependent on holy names. If possible.
Yes, Mataji, I will do that.
If,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
if possible, yeah, with whole heart do it. And I will also pray for your daughter, because I understand when somebody is so good and they're qualified for initiation, and if they're not able to do 16 rounds, how much of a heartbreak, because we don't know now how long Maharaj will live on the planet, and we will want at the
She also
earliest.
says, she says sometimes, I don't know how many years Maharaj will be on this planet. So, Mom, I should do 16 rounds. But when the time comes, she don't do that.
Yes, so that is why it's very urgent and it's very important. That's why, Motherji, you have to intensely pray for her, and I will also pray for your daughter as intensely as I can. Because
Thank you.
I also want her to not lose their, because devotees here are dying for initiation from Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and it's getting postponed for 1 year, 1 year, 1 year every time. For one year it's getting postponed. But devotees in America, very easily they get initiated from Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and if
Yeah.
you don't make use of it, then it's such a big loss. It's such a big loss. We should not do that. That is why now, how to bring them to that point of becoming greedy for initiation is by our prayers. We have no other way. So please pray. I will also pray, because I understand the intensity of loss of your daughter. And
Yes.
I don't want her to lose. She brought you into the moment. I don't want her to lose. That's why I will pray.
Thank
And
you.
I don't mind making a voice file. I don't mind making a voice file for your daughter, and you make her hear.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mataji. I'm so blessed. Yeah, Mataji. Hare
That's
Krishna.
it.
So let's pay
Hare
obeisance
Krishna.
to
Can
all
we
the.
end now?
Yeah. Yes, Mataji. Sorry we took a lot of your time, but you have to chant now. So thank you so
No
much.
problem. It's
Giving
all
your time.
right.
Yeah. So let's pay obeisance to all the Vaishnavas. Panchakalpataruvasya kripa sindhuveva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo.
Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namo.
And
Antapati Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Shri
jai
Prabhupada ki jai.
जय ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय हर ग्रेस अमृत माधवी माता जी की जय थैंक यू सो मच
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you,
Thank
Prabhu.
you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.